Welcome to Some Topic, the podcast where two dangerously underqualified individuals tackle an ever-changing buffet of subjects we have no business discussing. From global politics to ghost squirrels, nothing is off limits, and nothing is properly researched. We are your hosts, two voices with microphones, a Wi-Fi connection, and just enough confidence to sound like we know what we're talking about. Spoiler, we don't. But that's never stopped anyone with a podcast before, and we refuse to be the first. Every week, we plunge headfirst into topics both serious and stupid, usually at the same time, armed only with sarcasm, caffeine, and a dangerous overestimation of our own coherence. Whether it's philosophy, politics, pop culture, or paranormal rodents, we approach each subject like two raccoons who broke into the Library of Alexandria, knocked over a torch, and now insist the fire was enlightenment. Our findings? Improvised. Our sources? Suspect. Our method? Whatever we yanked from our asses while marching proudly up the hill of stupidity, ready to fall honorably in the fog of ego, ontological confusion, and the blood-slick ruins of abandoned discourse. It's too late to turn back now. Your descent has begun. And we, your casually deranged hosts, will guide you in style straight through the crumbling ruins of reason. Listener discretion is enthusiastically advised. This podcast contains strong language, stronger delusions, and a persistent disregard for intellectual safety. If you're easily offended, chronically literal, or spiritually fragile, please relax your chakras, unclench whatever needs unclenching, and consider yelling at a tree instead. This is not journalism. This is not education. This is comedy. This is play. This is Some Topic.
This is El Vivo Taco Bell, and I shall take your order.
This is what?
El Vivo? El Vivo Taco Bell. What do you want your order to be?
I would order you to speak proper English.
Fine. This is a Chinese restaurant. El Vivo Taco Bell closed down.
Hello, welcome to Shitty Sushi. May I take an order, please?
Yes, I want some fried rice with my
What order fried rice?
shuang shui.
One order fried rice with shitty shrimp.
No Mexican food. No El Vivo Taco Hell.
No Frito for you.
So, we're talking about China, construction, and the controversies behind the world's fastest growing infrastructure.
Wow.
I know, it's a banger.
We're tackling Chinese infrastructure and construction practices.
Correct.
Well, welcome to Some Topic, where we discuss everything from bullshit to real shit. I guess today is a little bit of both, known as Chinese construction practices.
China. It's famous. Did you know that? For its history, its heritage.
I mean, they're good at building walls, from what I heard.
Allegedly.
Well, okay, they were good at building one wall.
One really long fucking wall. It's amazing what you can do with all them slave labor.
What you can accomplish with slave labor is, in fact,
Magical?
the closest thing to divinity as man could ever find.
I don't know if that's racist. I don't know if that's... It's something. Discriminatory?
It's breathtaking.
Ah!
Whether it's you removing the lungs from the slaves or not, it is breathtaking.
So China is famous for building at a pace that seems almost impossible anywhere else in the world. Entire airports rise from the empty lands in just a couple of years. Cities appear where farmland stood only a decade before. Skyscrapers go up in weeks. High-speed rail lines stretch thousands of miles, and bridges cross rivers and seas with architectural elegance. For outsiders, it's mesmerizing, a display of efficiency and ambition unlike anything the modern world has seen. But this speed isn't just impressive. For many observers, it's almost unnatural. Behind the scenes, China's construction success is supported by an intricate ecosystem, centralized authority, massive state funding, enormous labor forces, and intense political pressure to deliver big achievements quickly. With these conditions, controversy is almost inevitable. Construction failures, worker safety issues, corruption, environmental costs, and opaque practices coexist with marvels of engineering. In many ways, China's infrastructure story is a paradox, a spectacle of human ingenuity, a cautionary tale of shortcuts, and a puzzle for anyone trying to understand how ambition, politics, and human cost intersect in real time. Sam, what's the most absurd or unbelievable construction project you've ever heard of in any country?
Oh, any country.
Yeah?
How about a well pump in Africa?
Why?
Because it never happens.
Ah.
Look at Nestle. They would sooner strip the copper out of a fucking transformer than actually have electrical services provided to them.
They could do a hand pump.
Show me what African village successfully installed any pump without multiple homicides.
Multiple
Or
homicides.
another village immediately attacking them afterwards.
No, there's no death in Africa. There is only the motherland reclaiming its lost children back into its soil.
It's the circle of life,
Remember,
and
Simba,
it moves us all.
everything the
rest.
light touches is yours.
Yeah. So not this booty hole.
That or
The light don't shine there.
light don't shine down there. That's a godless place.
All right. Now, ask your question again, and I'll try to answer more realistically.
What's the most absurd or unbelievable construction project you've ever heard of in any country?
I'm assuming within like the last decade or two, right?
You can go back farther.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So I'll focus strictly on the
The
time that China has been a thing.
They've kind of been a thing for a while now.
Honestly, the Leaning fucking Tower of Pisa is a pretty fucking absurd one.
Yeah.
You're gonna build a massive tower that's purely decorative in a swamp.
Yeah, it wasn't too smart. Wasn't too smart. I went to it. I seen it. I touched it. It's real fucking.
Dude, the sheer amount of engineering work that they had to do to not knock the fucking thing over and
my
somewhat
God.
stabilize it. Oh,
Fuck ton, man.
I know. I watched like a 3-hour-long documentary on how they finally stabilized it.
Okay, at what point can't you just be like LMFAO?
It's time to go to bed.
Make it straight.
Well, they don't want it straight. That would ruin the purpose of it. I mean, you already know this. More than half of the upper levels and terraces are physically taller on one side than they are the other, just to make it look right. So if you were to straighten it, it would still look like a bent dick.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It started sinking before they even completed the structure.
Oh.
So while they were building it, it was sinking. So to make it look straight and make it look even, they started to build opposite walls slightly taller.
Jesus.
So the top would look even, but it continued to sink further when they did it. Now they accidentally did the best thing ever. They shifted its center of mass slightly over by extending those sides. And just either way, it's a whole fucking
It was
thing.
totally planned.
So yeah, most outrageous, that one.
Actually, that's one of my favorite shot glasses. Because I get shot glasses wherever I go.
Right.
And it's a leaning shot glass. It's great. It was fun. I just think to myself, that's just clever marketing. And yes, I would spend the, umpteenth dollars getting it. So, Sam, if humans could build anything instantly, what should we build first and why?
If humans can build anything
Yes.
instantly,
Yes?
like
A
no logistics, no nothing. I snap my fingers. It's created. Sorry, and like we're not worried about feasible mass or materials or raw.
I want to know what
raw
your
structure.
answer is. Yeah, I'm agreeing to these stipulations. Yes.
A fucking Dyson sphere around the sun, in a heartbeat, just done.
That's a lot of material.
No more power, no more power structures, infinite energy. It's time to explore space. Let's stop killing each other.
Did you ever
Was
watch?
that not the answer your Chinese people wanted?
I don't think they could make that if they wanted to.
Well,
There's only so many rocks.
not enough slaves.
I think actually there's probably not, because that's an entire like planetary wide structure.
Well, the sun's bigger than any planet, so it's a little bigger than that.
I thought Jupiter was bigger than the sun.
No.
No?
Jupiter's just the largest planet in our solar system.
Does it ever fucking scare you on how big something is? And how small we are?
No.
Like, you look at Jupiter and you think conceptually
It just is.
from like a mass point. It's like, holy fuck. Like, you just think about that.
No, you know what I would love to do?
I don't know.
Offer it.
Offer it.
Jupiter.
Offer Jupiter.
Yes.
To what?
Well, first we'll go and we'll use Jupiter mostly as our testing grounds for our atmosphere converters.
There's nothing.
And we'll go and we'll fucking terraform Jupiter.
It's a gas giant.
And make it habitable.
It's not possible.
Shush. It is. There's been water discovered on it. Now.
That's on the moon.
Anyways. No, that's also on Mars. Anyways.
That's Mars.
There is water as we recognize water on Jupiter.
On their moon.
No, there's also some in the atmosphere.
If you have an oxygen.
Anyways.
And you have hydrogen. And they do the chemical composition, yes. But it's not there readily available. Like, I can just go puff, puff, pass.
What's a little bit of Legos between scientists? Okay. What's a little nuclear physicist gonna do? He's gonna split the thing and turn it into what he needs.
He's not splitting anything. He's combining.
Well, that would be fusion, not fission, but sure. Now.
What are we... Okay, continue. With your...
We make it habitable.
How?
And then we tell the third world, hey,
you
as a sign of good faith,
you live here now.
We will give you the single largest planet in our solar system. I never want to hear anything about reparations, about how good the first world has it, about how white Christians are the devil.
No, but
we've just given you more than we've ever had ourselves. Fuck off. And then, we see what happens in a couple of decades. Give it a millennia or two to stabilize. It's okay.
Is that literally third world problems? Or what is Jupiter? A seventh world from the sun?
We're the third world.
I know.
We are the third world, Nick. Yes, it is third world problems.
That's why it's funny.
Jupiter's the fifth.
Fifth world problems. How China builds so quickly. Centralized power.
There we go. Now we can go back to what happens with slave labor. Anyways,
it's indentured servitude. Thank you. Slavery has been outlawed for years. Allegedly. China's ability to build at lightning speed starts with its centralized political system. When a highway, dam, megacity, or rail line is planned, bureaucratic hurdles are compressed or eliminated. Funding flows quickly, land is cleared with efficiency, and construction can start immediately. In contrast, many Western democracies rely on public debate, regulatory reviews, and legal challenges that can take years, sometimes decades. Centralized power allows China to compress timelines dramatically, but it also concentrates responsibility and risk in ways that few countries attempt. Scale is another critical factor. China has the largest construction workforce in the world and some of the biggest state-owned enterprises. Building materials are mass-produced, supply chains are optimized for speed, and engineering teams operate around the clock. 30-story skyscrapers can be assembled in days using prefabricated models. On paper, it's a marvel of coordination, talent, and logistics. In practice, the human cost from exhaustion to accidents is often hidden behind impressive statistics and slick headlines. Engineering talent, advanced machinery, and cultural expectation all converge to make fast the norm. Construction schedules are driven by political incentives, hitting milestones signal competence, loyalty, and national pride. This urgency combined with high-tech equipment and a vast workforce creates structure that seems to defy time. Yet this same system can amplify mistakes, creating pressure cookers where errors, fatigue, and oversights are magnified. Think of the Boston Marathon. Pressure cookers, the buildup of the pressure, and how it blows up in your face. Engineering talent and everything involved. China's efficiency sparks fascination worldwide. Outsiders admire the sheer audacity of building entire cities or bridges at such scale, but admiration is often mixed with skepticism. It is truly quality work or simply impressive visuals. The tension between speed and sustainability, ambition and ethics is at the heart of construction in China's construction story. So, Sam, could the US or Europe replicate this model, or would we even want to?
The model of communism?
Sure, buddy.
The model of slaves?
Sure, buddy.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Sure, buddy.
Could we or would we?
Would we do it the exact same way that China does in speed, efficiency, cutting down on all of the bureaucracy?
Oh, no, because it's all because they don't understand material science and their buildings don't stand or last or work at all.
But even if it comes crushing down, if you can just put one up in 6 months again, what's it matter?
How many people are inside said structure when it collapses?
Doesn't matter. They have the largest workforce. They're replaceable.
Ah, well then again, you're talking about an ant colony at that point.
Okay.
So if we were designed more like an ant colony and we were mandated to produce excess children to provide to said government, then yeah, sure, of course, because that would already be our plan and our method as a country. But no, for a multitude of reasons. Number one, OSHA is a thing.
Over here, yeah.
Number two, we have still put a good amount of emphasis on quality over quantity. Now, at some point, such as the Russians and Chinese love to demonstrate time and time again, at some point, quantity does become a quality in and of itself. China is perfect. We have a large workforce. Everybody's exposable and expendable. We'll just build a new one in 2 months and not give a shit. However, that only works when you can just not blink twice at 5,000 people dead. Whereas here, in the States, number one, not only are you immediately going to be sued, there will probably be criminal charges brought against you as well if you're the builder. And on top of that, we don't have the people to replace that sheer, we'll just call it the accelerated death rate. And because we don't have the people, it causes a problem, because then all of a sudden, other people trying to make money on those people don't make money on those people. And when they don't make money, they get mad at the person who took their money.
The sheer volume? Is that what you were looking for, that word?
No.
Okay.
No, I like specifically excessive mortality.
Did you ever watch the Mummy series with Brendan Fraser? Or is that another fucking movie you just refuse to watch?
No, I think I've seen number 1 and 2.
Okay. Did you ever see the one with the Chinese?
Aren't they all Chinese?
No, they're Egyptian. Mummies are Egyptian, bub.
Well, no, mummies, okay. Mummies are, but just like shorthand in fucking Indiana Jones, the assistant is always Chinese.
No, because...
The help, okay? The help is always Chinese.
So, in the fourth movie, it was either the third or the fourth.
There's a fourth one.
I thought it was the fourth. Maybe that's Tom Cruise.
I don't know.
The third movie, the one with the Chinese dragon emperor king god, right? He tries to find immortality and gets mummified, and of course it's like, yes, can't do a third movie with Imhotep. They showed the amount of people it took to create the Great Wall of China. So we're talking about a culture at the time that threw bodies at a big ass fucking wall and said, fuck it, we can build it and it don't matter because we got the labor. So do you think that the culture from then has impacted the culture of now?
Well, it's never changed.
Okay.
Imperialism is just simply adopted communism to become the new imperial framework. Because that's what happened to work out for China.
There's a lot of imperial in that sentence. I want you to
Well,
know.
no, that's just what happened to work out for China. You went from a monarchy, kings and whatnot, into a dictatorship, also known as communism. So, nothing really changed. There's still the one ruling class and the one ruling family and a whole bunch of peasants. So, they found a plan that worked for them, and they stuck with it. Produce enough babies for cannon fodder, and suddenly you don't have to worry about wadding in paper.
Oh, Lord.
Again, run out of concrete, throw in a few million slaves worth of bones. It's just a natural resource. They get birthed naturally, right?
Yeah, they just, it's the Matrix.
They're not offering C-sections, I can tell you that much. So it's a naturally occurring product.
It's renewable. It's a renewable resource.
It is. And biodegradable.
The hidden side.
Low CO2 emissions.
Unless they're farting.
That's why they only eat rice. It's hard to produce gas on a calorie-deficient diet.
Well, Kim Jong-un doesn't have an asshole. Where do you think he got it? From all the inbreeding with the Chinese.
Sure. I don't know enough about North Koreans. They don't have enough history for me to even look at them.
All right, the hidden side, worker conditions and human cost. Behind China's gleaming skylines and mega projects is a reality that rarely makes headlines. Many construction workers, particularly migrant laborers, operate under harsh conditions. Long shifts, low pay, and minimal safety protections, and high injury rates are common. For workers on remote or fast-track projects, the human cost is tangible. Even if invisible to the world, China also has the well-documented system of information control. Industrial accidents, safety violations, and construction failures are often downplayed or censored. Families of victims sometimes face pressure not to speak publicly, and journalists covering these stories encounter legal or bureaucratic obstacles. The lack of transparency fuels the perception that China's miracle construction story leaves out the messy human side of things. Yet not every project is unsafe, and not every worker suffers equally. Many construction sites operate under rigorous engineering standards, and local officials often prioritize public safety when feasible. The tension lies in scale and speed. The larger and faster the project, the higher the risk of error or human suffering. The miracle narrative focuses on results obscuring these hidden costs. The ethical question becomes unavoidable. If the marvels exist only because of invisible suffering, how should we evaluate them? Admiration for engineering achievement collides with moral responsibility for human life. And
Well,
an era where global
again,
media...
stop combining shit.
I'm not
Which one is it? Are we admiring the engineering and design?
Did you miss the entire first part of what I said?
Or are we trying to approach this as, a humanitarian debate on how many hours a child can work in a month?
Yes.
Well, no, it pisses me off. Because you can't have both. So pick one. Are we assessing this structure for its moral implications? Or are we assessing this structure for its engineering excellence? Pick one, because those are two entirely separate things.
Yes, I pick all of the above.
Right. That's what you're doing right now.
Correct.
Okay, continue.
So what is your beef?
Nothing. I just...
So again, the ethical question becomes unavoidable. If marvels exist, blah, blah, blah. Sam, China and information. What do you think?
About China and information?
Yeah.
What about China and information?
Give me an opinion.
On
China and their lack of information or their plenty of information on when things are occurring. Take COVID-19.
on
In general.
Okay. Can you provide some context for that question?
I just gave you context in these sentences I was saying. China censors a bunch of bullshit.
Yes.
So what is your opinion on China and
And their censorship?
their censorship, their giving out information? It's all one and the same. Same topic. Some would even say,
Some topic.
ah.
Yeah, I'm not happy you made me do it. Anyways. Is it a shameless plug if it's your own podcast? Look. Again, okay. Ethically or tactically?
Yes. Do all the above.
Well,
You cannot grunt.
if they weren't so bad at it, tactically. We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a raccoon intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 3. The bin giveth and the bin taketh away, usually depending on pickup day. I need to address a structural issue within the intern nutritional program. We refined caffeine protocols, we've implemented recovery measures, but one variable remained unstable: baseline nutrition. You can't build sustained performance on coffee and regret alone. You can optimize spikes, you can mitigate crashes, but if the system is depleted, you mistake stimulants for sustenance. Performance wasn't just chaotic, it was inconsistent. That's when we introduced Vivo Life. It's a patented microalgae designed to support steady energy, digestion, and overall vitality, helping your system operate consistently instead of constantly compensating. Packed with essential amino acids, vitamins A, B12, E, and K, antioxidants, minerals, and bioactive compounds, all within a single teaspoon. It's not stimulation, it's foundation. We added it to the intern's daily allocation, and the Intern Nutritional Authority has adopted it into long-term protocols. You can get 30% off your entire order when you use code TOPIC at zivo.life. And for transparency's sake, like a raccoon gazing into the future through a rearview mirror, we'll tell you plainly, the show earns a commission when you use code TOPIC. So you're not just upgrading your nutrition, you're reinforcing the structure that carries you through life's impacts. Nick, myself, and the Intern Nutritional Authority thank you for investing in the long game. We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a raccoon intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 1. In the beginning, the trash was without form and void, but raccoons saw that it could be organized. It makes sense because you do need operational security. And if you are operating as a military state, then everything is operational and everything requires operational security. Now, if you're talking about the fact that they won't even talk to other countries and learn, no, it's fucking retarded. ethically, I think any restriction of information to the common person, short again of operational security for military action specifically, I think it's entirely unethical and unconstitutional to do. But they don't have this little thing called a constitution over there.
Yes.
So there you go. There's my answer. It makes sense in very limited circumstances.
So what about
It does
COVID-19?
not make sense. What about COVID-19?
Well, the entire origin of the virus.
Was from the fucking lab in Ukraine, you dipshit. It wasn't
Was
from
it?
China. Yes, the Chinese just happened to be working on it in China, but they got it from us, from the lab that we have in Ukraine. It's a lab that we use. It's no different than Guantanamo Bay. We have Guantanamo Bay, so that way we can torture people, and it's not on U.S. soil. We're not breaking U.S. law and U.S. convention. We also have a biochemical lab in Ukraine that we used to develop and study pathogens and biological weapons that we're not legally allowed to do on U.S. soil. Now, whether that virus itself, because that virus has been around since the fucking either the 70s or 90s, I always forget. That virus itself and that strain of virus has been around for so fucking long. Was it a lab in Wuhan that accidentally had the break of it? Maybe. I don't know. Or was it our lab that originally fucking was playing with it and discovered it and invented the fucking thing? I don't know.
Why don't you know, Sam?
Would the containment break in Wuhan actually be Chinese doing it themselves? Or was it a little CIA op? So that way when you trace it back, yeah, it happened from this lab. Who knows? I don't fucking know. It's cloaks and daggers, it's smokes and mirrors, it's all a shit show.
It's all a shit show.
Yes. So what about COVID-19, Nick?
I'm just curious because
How they handled it?
Sure.
Pretty fucking well.
Did they?
Yeah. It's really easy to keep your death stats down when you don't record the deaths in the first place.
No, you lump it under renewable resources and a loss.
Hey, a death through infrastructural failure is not a COVID death, so...
It's a loss of resources on your taxes.
No, because you just gained all that free steel and concrete.
It's reusable. Ghost cities, overbuilding, empty towers, and financial risks. China's network of ghost cities is one of the most controversial aspects of the construction boom. Fully built urban zones, complete with highways, office towers, shopping malls, and apartments. Sometimes sit almost entirely empty for years, designed to drive on economic growth. These cities illustrate a focus on construction itself, sometimes over actual population needs. The rationale is economic. Massive buildings stimulates GDP, creates jobs, and demonstrates progress. The consequences, though, are complex. Overbuilding creates financial instability, particularly when developers take on enormous debt. The Evergrande crisis highlighted how fragile, the Italian word for tough, this model can be when demand does not meet supply. Critics argue these projects prioritize appearance over function, creating urban skeletons without communities. Yet ghost cities are not always failures. Some eventually fill with residents, while others serve as industrial or logistical hubs. They also become cultural curiosities, inspiring photographers, urban explorers, and economics alike. In some cases, empty cities offer lessons in planning, population distribution, and global urbanization trends. Sam, how do we measure the success of a city, such as a ghost city? By occupancy or by the boldness of its creation? And remember, a ghost city is just
Typically by what that city produces and provides.
So if it doesn't provide anything, and it's just a fucking glory hole that looks really pretty and really nice, and it just fucks up your economy because it does nothing.
Then it's just a glory hole that fucked up your economy and did nothing.
Controversies and cover-ups.
Now we're getting juicy.
Buildings collapsing, corruption, and quiet cleanup. China has experienced high-profile construction failures, bridges collapsing shortly after completion, skyscrapers swaying due to oversight issues, and apartment blocks failing because of rushed foundations. Many incidences are quietly addressed behind the scenes, investigations and personnel changes or rebuilds, often leaving the public unaware. Corruption is a persistent challenge. Political connections, bribes, cheap materials, and opaque contract processes sometimes compromise quality. Since media scrutiny is limited, mistakes remain invisible until a disaster strikes. The government prioritizes projecting strength and modernity, meaning errors are often smoothed over, literally and figuratively. These dynamics pose philosophical questions. What responsibilities should governments have for failures, especially when secrecy hides human and material cost? Is the image of progress more important than the transparency or ethics? In China, speed, scale, and secrecy combine to create a system where failure exists but is rarely publicized, challenging Western expectations of accountability. Sam, are cover-ups not legal? Or should I go to say, are cover-ups worth it? Because if they get exposed, the ramifications are larger than you would probably think. What do you think?
Sorry, texting a customer.
I see that.
Repeat the question, please, Alex.
Cover-ups.
Cover-ups.
Chinese government does it
Yep.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Should they do it? Should they not do it? What happens if they
From
get
whose
exposed?
perspective?
Everybody.
No. Whose perspective? From the Chinese government's perspective? Or from us as American citizens looking at them and judging them? So again, tactically or ethically?
Do both. What does it mean to tactically cover up?
Well, you don't want your people to revolt.
Okay. They've done that once
So
or twice.
that entire,
Allegedly.
apartment complex that we just built that just collapsed and killed 10,000 people inside of it, all of their residences.
Oh, good for them.
That whole thing, no, that wasn't our fault. It was an earthquake.
Okay.
That's a smart little cover-up.
Okay.
Now, it comes to the line of how many lives until notifying the general public outweighs the deaths that would be caused by mass panic.
Well,
So at what number, Nick? How many must die?
10,001.
Well, then there you go. As long as they only keep it to 20-story structures, we're fine.
Oh, yeah. Your general
But
occupancy.
the second you build that 21st structure, 21st story, the second you add that 10,001 person, you better hope nobody gets pregnant, by the way. God damn it. Now we got to call the press.
Okay, so that was tactically. What about ethically?
Well, ethically, you wouldn't cover anything up. But also, the common person can't handle emergencies. We have all witnessed people whose crisis management skills are poorly lacking. Be it a screaming woman in a moment of terror, when first responders simply need quiet so they can perform their duties. Be it... We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a Raccoon Intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 2. Verily I say unto thee, one's worth is not in what they throw away, but what they are willing to dive back in for. I need to address an issue regarding the unpaid interns. While overall productivity has improved, there's a recurring decline following what they described as after-hours research. Translation, excess beverages were consumed. The next morning metrics were predictable. Cognitive clarity, compromised. Regret index, elevated. Sunlight compatibility, low. That's when we implemented liqueur gummies. They're formulated with DHM, which helps your body process alcohol, along with milk thistle, B vitamins, electrolytes, and ginger root to support recovery and hydration. You enjoy your evening, you support recovery. You wake up to regret your decisions with a clear head and a settled stomach. You can get 20% off your entire order when you use code TOPIC at liqueur.com. And for transparency's sake, like a raccoon peering through a kaleidoscope attempting to intuit your future by reading tea leaves, we'll warn you. The show earns a commission when you use code TOPIC. So you're not just protecting tomorrow, you're supporting the continued operational stability of the interns. Nick, myself, and the Intern Nutritional Authority, thank you for your patronage. I need to give a brief update regarding the unpaid interns. For last fiscal quarter, their caffeine habits were entirely self-funded through dumpster-based nutrition and used coffee grounds rescued from the trash compactor behind the local prison. As you can imagine, results were inconsistent. Archival accuracy, unstable. Claw precision, questionable. Midday existential collapse, guaranteed. It was a difficult quarter. But that ends today. We've transitioned the entire intern program to Strong Coffee Company. Their black blend has 15 grams of protein, 5 grams of MCTs, and adaptogens like ashwagandha and L-theanine. So instead of spike and crash routines, it's a sustained focus. The results speak for themselves. If you're going to drink coffee anyway, it might as well pull its weight. You can get 20% off your entire order when you use code TOPIC at strongcoffeecompany.com. And for transparency's sake, like a raccoon peering through a mason jar instead of a magnifying glass while searching for mythic relics buried in a landfill, we'll tell you plainly. The show earns a commission when you use code TOPIC. So if you grab some, you're not just upgrading your coffee. You're funding structured nutrition for the interns. Nick, myself, and the Intern Nutritional Authority thank you for your service.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a Raccoon Intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 4. Remember, cleanliness is next to loneliness. Seek the comfort of clutter.
People who freeze in moments of terror when fight or flight would be more appropriate, but not freezing. The general populace and most people can't handle emergency situations and cannot operate in a crisis. So a little bit of cover-up is needed. A little bit of repackaging, rewording, a little work in the press.
So international
It's
projects.
the trolley question all over again.
Oh, just have it run over 3 people. I like my life.
No. Have it run over the one and back over the 3. Either way, they're all dead. That's the only fair thing.
I got you.
But to save one and spare the other, of course that's not ethical.
Or why not just blow up the
The only
trolley?
true morality is to protect innocence. The only true innocence in this world is children and pets. Everybody else knows better and has made their choices.
Retards.
Well, they still made their choices. Now their choices might have been what flavor of Dino Nuggies they want that night, but do I want a T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Pegasaurus, or Triceratops?
They want the Pegasaurus. You know what they're into.
Tasty.
China building the world. China isn't just building domestically, it's constructing globally. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese companies are erecting highways, railways, ports, and energy infrastructure across Africa, Southeast Asia, Europe, and South America. Some view this as a form of development aid, others see this as a debt trap diplomacy where countries owe China financially and politically. These projects bring infrastructure, jobs, and modernization, though they also import China's construction model: speed, secrecy, and sometimes corner cutting. Environmental concerns, lack of local input, and long-term debt obligations create a mix of opportunity and controversy. China's global footprint in construction reshape local economies and international power dynamics. Influence grows not only through trade, but through the political and physical infrastructure, altering urban landscapes and political leverages. The world's infrastructure map is subtly, sometimes invisibly, Chinese built. How many of your toys have been Chinese built growing up?
Oh, well, define toys.
I'm aware. Yes.
I went straight down the hustlers route, my boy.
I don't know what the fuck that means. The Hustlers route?
Oh, you've never been to Hustlers, have you?
No, I don't know what that
It's
is.
a sex shop. It's a sex chain. It's
Oh.
chain of sex stores.
Is
Well,
it?
sex toy stores. Sex. Adult entertainment stores. I don't know how to describe this to you, Nick.
Understood.
They sell the things that you use on a woman to make her feel tickly in the bottom space.
They make her butt go woo. Today's sponsor. You too can make other people oscillate.
Today's sponsor, the Red Dragon series, brought to you by Play Bunny. If you don't know those brands, please don't look them up. Anyways,
Now we have to go and censor everything we just said.
you're welcome. Now, what was the question? I got distracted with Hustlers, baby.
Did you ever get any toys that were Chinese made?
Toys. Well, yeah, but they never lasted. For a reason. Now, nowadays, I think the Chinese finally figured out, if you keep making shit that just breaks and doesn't work, we'll stop using your slave labor and we'll stop using you to manufacture everything.
Okay.
So, nowadays, general quality control is kind of decent and okay, even at the Chinese and Indian level. So, now it's kind of fine. Solely because they would not exist without it. It's not because they wanted to get better at what they were doing. No, it's because we wouldn't give them money.
Why China keeps building. Power, control, and legacy. China's construction is political, cultural, and symbolic. Mega projects represent national pride, technological prowess, and political legitimacy. Every bridge, tower, or city sends a message.
Well, not everybody gets Mount Rushmore. Some people just have, a massive structure built with their name on it instead.
The message is China is
Trump Tower.
rising. And it's very small compared to what we build here in America. Allegedly. I have to fact check that. I don't actually know.
What Chinese buildings are?
I don't know. Do we build bigger buildings?
Well, define bigger. Again,
Taller?
taller, thicker, wider, denser,
Why would you
deeper,
do thicker?
thicker walls.
Okay.
So again, define bigger.
The government wants to be remembered as the nation that reshaped physical and economic landscapes. A story written in concrete and steel. But speed and scale carries risks. The drive for legacy can overshadow local needs, human cost, and sustainability. Iconic projects inspire awe yet conceal changes. Financial, environmental, and social. The narrative is as important as the structure itself, reshaping perception both domestically and abroad. Construction becomes storytelling. It is ambition made visible. Success is measured not only in engineering marvels, but in perception, symbolism, and historical memory. The debate is ongoing. Does China build for its people or to impress the world? Sam, go.
Purely for the world. Fuck its people. They use them for concrete.
Well, how much
Answer. Go.
how much of China's identity is tied to its ability to build big? Go.
All of it. It's the only thing they can do.
Is ambition sustainable when legacy and ethics conflict? Go.
With slaves, yes.
How would you design a city or bridge to leave as a moral to leave a moral as well as architectural legacy? Go.
Moral or memorial?
Moral.
As a moral legacy?
Yes.
Do it like the Romans did.
Quickly and swiftly?
No. use the slaves, but have the engineers run the slaves.
Ah. I feel like I could possibly have a new job description under your regime.
Slave driver? Yes.
Sorry,
hydro slave driver.
What stories will China's infrastructure tell in 100 years?
None. It won't be there.
Exactly. Closing thoughts.
Sorry, ghost stories.
It's a ghost country or ghost town.
No, they're just all dead.
Oh boy.
So the only stories they tell are ghost stories.
Closing thoughts. China's construction boom is both extraordinary and deeply complex. It demonstrates what a nation can achieve with centralized power, immense resources, and cultural ambition. It also reveals the consequences of speed, secrecy, and political pressure. Human cost, environmental risk, and overbuilding are rarely visible, but are inseparable from the story. Admiration, skepticism, and ethical reflection all coexist in the understanding of China's built environment. Whether we marvel, critique, or fear, one truth stands out. No country on earth builds like the Chinese. And that is to say, it don't fall as well like it does when it's got the label for China. Sam?
Yes, Nicholas.
Closing thoughts.
Ching chong, sing song, ping pong, rap ding dong. Welcome to Some Topic, the podcast where two dangerously underqualified individuals tackle an ever-changing buffet of subjects we have no business discussing. From global politics to ghost squirrels, nothing is off limits, and nothing is properly researched. We are your hosts, two voices with microphones, a Wi-Fi connection, and just enough confidence to sound like we know what we're talking about. Spoiler, we don't. But that's never stopped anyone with a podcast before, and we refuse to be the first. Every week, we plunge headfirst into topics both serious and stupid, usually at the same time, armed only with sarcasm, caffeine, and a dangerous overestimation of our own coherence. Whether it's philosophy, politics, pop culture, or paranormal rodents, we approach each subject like two raccoons who broke into the Library of Alexandria, knocked over a torch, and now insist the fire was enlightenment. Our findings? Improvised. Our sources? Suspect. Our method? Whatever we yanked from our asses while marching proudly up the hill of stupidity, ready to fall honorably in the fog of ego, ontological confusion, and the blood-slick ruins of abandoned discourse. It's too late to turn back now. Your descent has begun. And we, your casually deranged hosts, will guide you in style straight through the crumbling ruins of reason. Listener discretion is enthusiastically advised. This podcast contains strong language, stronger delusions, and a persistent disregard for intellectual safety. If you're easily offended, chronically literal, or spiritually fragile, please relax your chakras, unclench whatever needs unclenching, and consider yelling at a tree instead. This is not journalism. This is not education. This is comedy. This is play. This is Some Topic.